right, well, welcome. Mark here at WhiskyWhistle, your wise choice in independent whiskey and spirits reviews. We're here to talk about World Whiskey Day, which is happening on Saturday, May 19th. Now, I want to just open up my my YouTube, what's it called? The control center for this live, so just hang on and bear with me. I can't see what's going on at all right now because I'm using the back camera from my iPhone because that's the better camera. So here we are. Just give me a second. And we're going to talk about World Whiskey Day, and we're also going to be unboxing this big, enormous bottle, dumpy bottle, Aberfeldy. Boy, this is telling me to watch myself. I just got a message to watch myself. That's because I have a couple of other. I've got a Korean YouTube channel. I've also got my personal account. All right, here we go. Live control room. That's what I'm looking for. The live control room. Okay, here we go. And so the stream status is good. Well, that's good to know. And we are 1 minute and 15 seconds in. So again, welcome everybody. I've got Joe F. Hi, Joe. Love that little happy face, kind of a, what is that, like an alien, a mushroom? Very cool. Thank you. Good to see you. Have I seen you before? I'm not sure if I've ever had the pleasure of meeting you on my my channel before. So welcome. Now, so May 19th, Saturday. It's a special day. It's World Whiskey Day. That's right. It's World Whiskey Day. And, well, myself and a plethora of YouTubers, whiskey YouTubers, are going to be putting on some live streams all day long. I'm not sure if you've seen any of the posters yet on Twitter, on Instagram, and I might be the only one who has done a live stream. Bronco, Raj, how are you doing, Raj? Good to have you here. Now, anyway, so May 19th, starting at 9 p.m. in UK time, which is going to be 4 p.m. in Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in Winnipeg in Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, and then 1 o'clock. I guess it kicks off at 1 o'clock Pacific. That's on Saturday, May 19th. So what about not quite, a little more than a day, about a day, starting in about 25 hours, something like that, 26 hours, that's when that's going to kick off. All right, well, thanks for joining, fellas. I've got 2 people here watching now. Is that all I've got? Maybe so. Yep, 2 people. That's okay. It's a good start. And we'll put that down so we can focus on the tasks. Now, I wanted to tell you about the, let's see, all of the channels that are getting involved with that. So just hang on while I find that one. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, so now I don't quite have the order down pat, but as I mentioned, Roy at Aqua Vitae, he'll be kicking things off, and then I'll be taking over at 10:30 p.m. UK time and 5:30 in Toronto in Eastern, 4:30 Central, 2:30 in Pacific. If you'd like to join, that'd be great if you could. I think I've already got a link, so I'll put a link to that. In fact, the live stream is already live, so hopefully I can make that work. I'm not that handy with YouTube just yet. Anyway, and we've also got No Nonsense Whiskey. He'll be joining me. That's Vin PF. The Scotch Test Dummies, of course, are getting involved. We need them. That's a big anchor. So make sure you watch theirs. And we've also got Jason Whiskey Wise. Jason Whiskey Wise. He'll be joining. Rob from Whiskey in the Six. What's up, everybody? I'm Rob. And we have Swami at Malton in Montreal. Hello, everybody. And some new channels also. Daniel at Whiskey Throttle. Have you subscribed to Whiskey Throttle yet? If you haven't, make sure you do. Eric Waite with his channel of his own name, I believe. He does some interesting lives, which he calls Whiskey Church. And the Malted Man Cave. Keith at the Malted Man Cave, so he'll be doing a live. Food Quig also, he'll take the late shift later on in the evening, I think, on the 19th. And Scotch for Dummies, I think they'll be joining kind of peppered throughout as a guest. There's going to be a whole bunch of guests as well. I think also including the founder of World Whiskey Day, Blair Bowman, I believe is his name. And also Whiskey Dick is joining. So Bill from Whiskey Dick, so make sure you tune into his as well. And we'll just pass each other, pass on the torch, I guess we'll say, the baton, hour after hour, about an hour or an hour and a half maximum per channel, and help you celebrate World Whiskey Day, because a lot of people can't really go anywhere. You've got kids at home, or you work late and you get home, and what are you going to do? There's nothing really to do if you're not in a place that's actually having an event. And I think most of the events are happening in Scotland. And I'll be also having a very special guest, and he is a fairly new YouTuber. He goes by the handle of Whiskey Bloke, whiskey with no E, Whiskey Bloke, and he is he's an Englishman, I believe. And anyway, he just recently started. He's quite funny, so make sure you check out his channel, Whiskey Bloke. And his name is Max. So Max, he'll be joining me on my program for a little bit. All right, now I've neglected you if you've been commenting. I have no idea what you've said because I've been focused on telling you all that information. So bear with me again. Where was I? There I am. Yeah, Rod, it looks fun, right? Thank you. Big Lance. Hi, Mark. Peace from Hanoi. Well, peace back from Seoul. Thanks very much for saying so. And yes, Jason, you heard your name. Did you also hear me give a little bit of an impersonation of you? Welcome to Jason Whiskey Wise. That's about the best I can do. I'm occasionally known for my impersonations, but sometimes not. Right. Now, did I miss anyone? I'm not sure if I missed anybody. There might have been some guests I missed. I think Drinking Caveman, I think, is joining. Jason, are you having any guests on? Now then, well, as I let you finish answering, I'm having a bit of this Strathyla old bottle. And can someone tell me, is it Strathyla or Strathysla? Tell me how that's pronounced, would you? Oh, thanks, Jason. Thanks for joining. Folks, if you haven't subscribed to Jason Whiskey Wise, he's right here in the chat. You can just click on his icon and subscribe to his channel. And make sure you also turn on the notifications. So when he goes live, then you'll also be able to watch him when he's doing his live. What time are you doing? Oh, you'll be co-hosting with Roy. Okay. So I think not right at 9 o'clock, are you? What time are you going to be co-hosting with Roy at Aquavite? First up. Okay, you get first crack. Good for you. All right. So, well, you can watch Jason and Roy in one go on Aquavite's channel. Okay, 9:30 p.m., but you'll be in the chat, right? I think you'll probably be doing the administrative duties, right? Now, I have yet to have a moderator, so probably I'll have to maybe get one for that, because I'm guessing probably I'll have a lot more viewers than I can handle. I think I've only ever had about 25 viewers concurrently on a live, which is about the maximum I can handle, especially if everybody's talking at once. Now, some of the people that are in here, Roger, what's new with you? What have you tried recently? And are you going to be able to join in? What are you planning to do for World Whiskey Day? Please let us know. And Big Lance, did you know that tomorrow, well today, if you're in Hanoi, it's also today, so the 19th is World Whiskey Day. Did you know that? And who else have we got in here? I think that's probably about it. 5 people right now. Now, kind of a strange time to be doing a live, because right now it's, let's say it's about 1:15 in Central Daylight Time, 2:15 in Eastern Daylight Time. So people are working, they probably aren't even aware that I'm doing this right now. And I did let a few people know in Instagram and on my Facebook pages. However, you know, again, time of day and doing unscheduled lives isn't really conducive to large audiences. All right. Now then, shall we get that Aberfeldy cracked open? So, you know, there's always a bit of a story with these bottles, right? You know, you go shopping and, you know, why do you choose that bottle that you buy? Did you research it? Was it kind of impulsive purchase? Now, this was kind of half impulse, but I was looking to get a bottle. And, well, I happened to have a few minutes after getting some dental work done, probably too much information, and I stopped into one of my typical shopping places, the Nandumun Market here in Seoul, and looked around trying to find something in the price range. I thought, okay, I don't think I want to spend much more than about $100, maybe a little bit more if it's something really interesting. And I had a little bit on hand, a little bit more than that on hand, so just in case there's something really fabulous. And I couldn't find anything. There was an old Glenrothes that was $350 US, and that was some kind of a single cask. Sounded nice and everything, but it's almost like buying sight unseen, right? You don't know what it tastes like. You can't taste it because it's a one-off bottle. And there were very, very few reviews of that bottling online. Then there was, you know, Talisker 18. But boy, the price has gone up. I used to be able to get that for about 180, and now it's up to 200 and something. And there's also Talisker 25, and you're talking 600,000 here in Seoul. And there was a liter bottle of the new Johnny Walker 18, and that kind of was a little bit of interest to me because I really would like to try and see how that 18 has progressed from the gold centenary 18 to the platinum 18, which is now discontinued, and now to just a straight up Johnny Walker 18-year-old with no label name, although it's a gold label, so it's kind of like it's harking back to the original gold. Anyway, and we've got Eric Waite, right, untubing. I know, but you know, nobody uses the word untubing. Unboxing. Should we watch that again? Yeah, I'll put it back in and we'll take it out just so everybody can see that it was in the box, in the tube. All right, so there. That's how it comes, right? So here we go. Ta-da! All right. Well, and also uncorking. I guess uncorking would also be an interesting hashtag, but I don't think that's really that popular. Uh-oh, it's cracked. Now it's worthless almost, right? All right, so we've got Eric Waite. Eric's going to be joining. Eric, what time are you joining? What time is your live stream, and do you have a guest? Here we go. Ooh, that zipped off quite nicely. Okay, now it's getting a bit hard to open. Come on. I've left plastic on there. I don't want plastic left on there. It'll taint the whiskey. Okay, careful. I don't want to rip off the neck adornment. It's got a necktie. Still some more. There we go. Okay. There. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, the Valentine's. Absolutely, I did, and I've got 2 of them waiting home in Winnipeg for me. This is the One Glass Man, and he's asking me if I enjoyed the Valentine's single malts. These are 3 15-year-olds that are put out under the Valentine's banner. However, they clearly state where they're from. They're from Glen Talkers, Milton Duff, and the third one is Glenbergie. So I've got the Glen Talkers and the Milton Duff waiting for me in Winnipeg, and I might try and get that Glenbergie on my way later in June. And if you aren't aware, my time here in Seoul is coming to a close very soon. Here we go. Now, why does this not make... how does Ralphie get all those great squeaks from his bottles? This one's just... Oh, not... There we go. That's more of a squeak, though, that sounds like a mouse. Okay, well, at least that was a nice sound. Yep, smells like whiskey. All right, so here we go. Should I use the Copita or should I use the Glencairn? What do you think? Leave a message for me. Who wants me to use the Copita? Copita? It's Copita, right? Because most languages don't have unusual inflections like we do in English, the stress. So over here in Asia, it's always the first syllable that's stressed. And I think also for Spanish, which I think Copita is from, isn't it, Eric? So it'd be Copita, not Copita. All right, anyway, so should I use that one? I know it's Highland Park, but what do you do? Or should I use your standard Glencairn? Which would you like to see? Jason Whiskey Wise says Copita. Okay. I'll wait for at least 2 more people to comment. And, all right, so Eric Waite, he is saying that he's doing 8 a.m. Pacific. 8 a.m. Pacific. Oh, you mean really early, like just in a few hours from now? Okay. He'll be baking bourbon cornbread and doing Buffalo Trace bourbon. Well, by doing you mean you'll be drinking it, right? At 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be with Swami on Malted in Montreal. Nice. Yeah, you've been on his channel quite a lot. I think I've only been on a couple of times. Okay, so far, we just have Jason WhiskeyWise saying Copita, and Eric Waite says he uses his Glencairn for analyzing whiskey, a rocks glass for casual sipping. Now, one thing that I'm going to put this down for a minute. Put that right there. Be very careful on the sofa, uncorked. That's dangerous. Now, this is a whiskey Copita glass, so it's got a little bit more taper than some of the wine and kind of like those cognac glasses that you can get that are sort of like Copita. And one thing that I like about this Copita is that the whiskey sits up much higher in the glass. So if I fill 30 milliliters, it comes up practically to the middle of Highland right there. Whereas here, if I fill up with 30 milliliters, about an ounce, I get basically to the midsection of that bulge. And so for nosing, I find this is better in some respects. Of course, the shape is different. So technically speaking, you probably have a little bit of a different scent depending on how heavy those volatile molecules would be. Anyway, okay, so well, I've only had one person choose, so it looks like I'll go with the Copita. The Copita. There we go. Okay, here we are. And I think I'm going to pour a healthy size dram. Oh, that's not enough. There we go. Okay, so that, yeah, I think that's about 30 milliliters. And I better get the cork on that quickly. Now, on my live stream tomorrow for World Whiskey Day, that's Saturday, May 19th, here already in Korea, coming up, I guess, in a few hours in the rest of the world, well, except for Asia. Now, this does not say anything here about coloring. However, this is, I think it looks like it's only for England because there's only English on there. And I've got the, anything else there? Well, yeah, it's all in English. It could be for USA. It's a liter, not 750, but it could be from an American duty free. Anyway, so I think it's pretty much widely known that this definitely has a bit of colorant in it, a bit of E150, E150A. That's a caramel colorant, and it's certainly chill filtered. It's 40% ABV. So as Ralphie Mitchell of the Ralphie.com channel calls it, the standard presentation. So standard presentation, but it's got an 18-year-old age statement, so that's great, isn't it? And 40%, you know, tell you what, be thankful that you live in a country where the laws state that whiskey has to be 40%, because here, guess what? There's no such law. And a company that goes by the name of Golden Blue released some what they called low alcohol whiskey, which was 36, I think it was 35% at first, but they were urged by the government to raise it up to 36.5. You know, it's pretty arbitrary, you know, but anyway, so it's 36.5%. They still call it whiskey. And of course, the Scotch Whisky Association doesn't like that, but it doesn't say Scotch on it, even though it's all Scotch whiskey that's in it. But of course, they just add too much water. Anyway, so be thankful that you don't have those types of whiskeys on your shelves that people buy because they have no idea. It's just, you know, just add water to it. I mean, come on, do it yourself. Add the water yourself. I guess in Korea, they just really don't have that culture of adding water to alcohol. So even the local drink, which is called soju, comes in, we'll call that clay pot strength. Clay pot strength, like 50-something%. It comes in 40%. It comes in 25%, 23, 21, 19, 17, all the way down to 17. So, you know, if you like it soft, then go for the 17. If you like it strong, go for the clay pot strength. But, I mean, really, isn't it ridiculous? You've got, you know, great water wherever you are. Even tap water in Korea can suffice. It's top grade water. It's got its own name. And the president usually drinks it on special occasions to show that the tap water is potable. Anyway, Eric says his urine is 36.5%. Yeah, that's quite funny. Okay, we've also got Loch Ness here. Thank you for joining. So nice to see you. Love having you on my lives and all of the comments you made. So thanks very much. And I have to give a big thank you, a big shout out to my most recent Patreon patron. And so far, he's the only one. I guess there's a couple others who have not only indicated that they wouldn't mind a shout out, but that would actually like one. So, raise my glass and I'll say cheers. I'll say skål in Danish to Dwayne James Large. Cheers to you. Thanks for your support and for all of your support, not just the Patreon, but also on the Facebook page for WhiskyWhistle, in the videos as a viewer, commenter. Thanks for commenting, and during live feeds, you know, when when I'm a viewer of other people's live streams, you've always been very polite and friendly towards me. So again, cheers to you, sir. Well, I guess I broke protocol tasting it first. Now, this is a Speysider malt. And 18, wow. Compared to some other standard 18s, this has a lot more leather and bookshelf type of a flavor. Of course, I don't lick bookshelves, but you know, that smell of old books that you get on your hands when you read them, and then if you happen to lick your thumb when you flip the pages, I don't do that. You get a sense of what that tastes like. 1,000 people's fingerprints. All right, cheers. Let me just smell this first. I'm getting grilled pineapple for fruit. A little bit of sour apple. Sour meaning not edible. But you know, that's what they make apple cider vinegar from, I would imagine. Or, you know, cut up your apples or mash it up and you get that oxidation going on, the rusting. And that also has a certain scent, right? So that's kind of what I'm smelling here as well. Why did let's turn off? Oops. Yeah, I need tech help. Eric Waite asked me, Whiskey Whistle, are you moving to Canada? Yes, I'm moving back to Canada. I'm moving the family June 28th, in fact. Hopefully my boss isn't watching or listening because I haven't told him yet. And, okay, Locka says, hope to catch some live shows tomorrow for Whiskey Day, but I'm heading to Northern Ontario and not sure what the cell service will be like. Well, you know, of course, if you can't join live, then you can watch a bit of it on the replay. And I think probably Foodquig will probably end up going, hopefully, well past the time. And I think someone else is going a little bit over time onto the next day. So there might be a little bit of enjoyment for you when you get back. Now, 18 years old, apparently we should wait 18 minutes, especially being the first glass from the bottle. This will have the least amount of oxidation than the rest of the bottle. And by the way, can you notice the shirt I'm wearing? And I hope have I cut off my head? I actually don't even know what I look like. I guess I can public view. Let's see how I look. Better turn the sound down. Okay, good. Yes. All right. How do you like my t-shirt? Do we have any Kiss fans? I've seen them twice. Now, I didn't do my research here. Am I smelling a little hint of peat in there? Certainly some wood smoke. But what I'm getting mostly is some nice fruit. This grilled pineapple, applesauce. Some vanilla is coming through now. Definitely some caramel, a little bit of salt even, which is odd being Speysider. All right, well, time to taste that again. Thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone. Happy World Whiskey Day. Yeah, Rocky's right over here. Rocky. Oh, now. Come on. Come. Rocky, come. Oh, hey. All right, well, I'm going to pick you up. Don't you give me that. There. Uh-huh, right. Yeah. Copa meaning small glass. Thank you. The one glass man. Copita, diminutive Spanish word for copa meaning small glass. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. My Bourbon Journey, welcome. And I'm really sorry. I don't watch enough of a lot of people's channels. Yes, I can export. The dog can be exported. Yeah, he's coming with. He's a chip. He needs a shot and some paperwork, and then he's good to go. And he'll go on board with us. I've got to call and make sure that they have room. I guess they only allow so many dogs in the cabin. All right. This is very old school, and I really like it because of that. They haven't tried to dress it up with overt extra casking or virgin casking. Okay, My Bourbon Journey, please tell me your name. I forget. I apologize. I know we were together on Swami's Live, right? I want to say Jonathan for some reason. Scott, I'm totally wrong. Totally wrong. Okay, Scott, thanks for joining. This reminds me of the older Glenfiddich 18. I did a comparison of new and old. The new is a bit sweeter. The old 18 is a little bit more herbal, a little bit more, a little bit just, like you can imagine some kind of a warehouse that maybe isn't so sanitary and has all of those fumes, and I think that actually has an effect on the barrels. The dirt floors, the dirt, what are they called? What are those warehouses called? Drawing a blank here. The dunnage warehouses. I think that has a big effect. And there's a whiskey that I tried recently. Which one was that? And they still use dunnage warehouses. And that is, it's not a Croisk, a Thrusk. A Thrusk. Mock is a Thrusk. Was it not Ben Nevis? It's none of these here. Aha. It must be Mortlach. Must be Mortlach. Mortlach or Linkwood. One of those still does a lot of their own casks on site in their own dunnage warehouse. I get a little bit of something minerally, kind of like, I know this might sound a little bit weird, but kind of like swimming pool. So a slight, kind of a swimming pool, that little bit of bleach. Of course there's no bleach in here, but it's got something of a very minerally flavor in there. Let's see what Rocky thinks. That. Rocky, what do you think of that? Okay, well, I guess you're not really interested. You want that? No, he doesn't want it. Honestly, sometimes he goes for it, and he'll come back for more. So, interesting dog. Cheers. Well, that's going to need a lot more study for me. I think I'll have to have at least 3 or 4 more glasses before I review that. And now that I open it, I don't think I'll be taking that to Canada, so I'll probably leave myself a couple or 4 50 milliliter samples for my whiskey archives, and then the rest probably have to drink some and give away maybe the rest of the bottle. So if you're in Seoul and you'd like some Aberfeldy, let me know. It's quite smooth. It's got a fairly sweet aftertaste. The finish is fairly sweet. Not much dryness going on. My mouth is just slightly dry, but it's mostly sweet. I guess you'd call that medium sweet. Bit peppery. Some graham crackers. Especially when you put a whole stack of graham crackers in your mouth, and you let that suck all of the moisture out of your mouth, and you can't speak. And when you speak, little flecks of graham cracker crumbs come flying out of your mouth. Have you done that before? Ah, did you get in there? Good. I'm really glad you got in there. Yes, they are legit. Now, they are, we'll call that a combination of primary and secondary market in one. So when you look at things like Glenfiddich or Glenlivet, Glenmorangie, even let's say Bruichladdich, they get that from the suppliers here. But probably this bottle would have been sold by a gift receiver who wasn't interested in the gift. And this happens quite a lot because Korea, like many Asian countries, is a big gift-giving country. Whether it's fruit, typically foodstuffs, and also liquor. These are very popular gifts, as are medicine, like herbal medicine, health tonics, and oddly enough, even even spam is a very popular gift here. Yes, spam. S-P-A-M. Anyways, I think this is probably an unwanted gift, and the receiver wanting to get themselves something else. Everybody knows they can sell their bottles at Namdaemun Market, so they take it there, and probably they got not very much for that, because I paid, get this, guess what I paid? What do you think I paid for this? How much do you think I paid for this 1 liter bottle of Aberfeldy 18? What do you think? Take a guess. Hold that up one more time. And it's new. This is the new version. Apparently there's not all that much out there, so it comes and goes off of shelves. And the one glass man says 99. Eric Wheat says 40 US. Well, I think that's probably what the seller sold it for. I got it for $1 million. I got it for 90,000 Korean won, so about $80 US. Much less than the market price for that bottle at duty free. So. Oh, really? Blasted this 18? Now, see, I can get why a lot of people might not be interested in this. The nose is pretty accessible, but it's got that combination of mineral and heat. Not quite enough deep sweetness, which is what most whiskeys are geared for these days that are released on the markets. Oh, the 12. Okay, I tried the 12 at home. I've got it at home, and it's okay. I definitely, I definitely will drink it, and you know, it's a 12-year-old standard whiskey. It's 40%. So you would compare it to Glenlivet and Glenfiddich and Strathisla. How do we say this? Anyway, this 12-year-old, the current version, some of those classic malts like Cragganmore. So it's in that that range of you know, under strength, maybe underperforming. Maybe we'll call it the production cost, low production cost, 12-year-old whiskeys. In a lot of ways, I prefer a lot of the higher strength NAS, be they 6 or 8 years old, to some of these bland and you know, smooth and drinkable, but just kind of boring 12-year-olds. With a couple of exceptions, Macallan 12, I think I gave quite a good rating to. Glenmorangie 10 always has a place in my heart. That's my favorite big distillery. But anyway, so yeah, that Aberfeldy 12. In fact, I can't even remember what it tastes like. It's just so, just sort of straight up the middle, and not the most memorable finish either. I think I recall it having quite a bitter aftertaste. Now this one, the more I drink it, the more I enjoy it. It's reminding me a lot of, say, the Glenfiddich 15-year-old distillery edition, which has a lot more peat and some kind of, I don't know. Do they change the cut, or have they used some refill casks like third fill, therefore giving more distillery character to the whiskey than cask influence? I wonder. This may be the case with this one as well. I don't think it really says anything here about the casking. Has been aged in oak casks to enrich and intensify its flavors. Let me say that one more time. This rare 18-year-old has been aged in oak casks to enrich and intensify its flavors, gaining notes of dried fruits, cinnamon, nutmeg, caramel, and orange. I wish I tasted nutmeg. I don't. Cinnamon, maybe a little. Orange. I get pineapple more than orange there, but you know, pineapple is kind of one of those sour, acidic fruits. I don't get orange there. Anyway, caramel, sure. Dried fruits? Maybe dried apricots? Dried apricots a little bit. Anyway, what I do like is this old school kind of, you know, little bit, in fact, a little, this reminds me of, this reminds me of whiskeys that I would have drunk in my dad's liquor cabinet when I was about 15 to 18 years old. And they often tasted like dirt and tar and bitter and fiery, and that kind of smoky bit of scent that almost all whiskeys had until recently. So this is reminding me of that old school style of whiskeys. Can you not hear me? How's my audio? Oh shit. Oh, what do I do? Is this better? Crap. Okay, what about other people? Is my volume very low? And Daniel, thanks for joining. I'm really excited to kind of be in the same event with you tomorrow. Okay, Eric said he hears me fine. Well, sorry, Daniel. I'll try to speak up a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Now, normally what I do with my videos, and whether it's Eric or Daniel, you may want to do the same, especially if you use your iPhone. You may want to, or if you use iMovie, you may want to quintuple your audio. So I actually turn it up to 500, and so I find, even when I'm listening to Ralphie in the car, for example, I really have to crank it up very high, and then should anybody call me while I'm in the car, then the cell phone ring is so loud that it startles me, and when I'm driving, and my youngest baby will start crying because it's so loud. Anyway, how do I spell witch? I don't know what I said that I need to spell. Now, as this oxidizes, I'm getting a little bit more cinnamon. It's getting a little bit more mellowy. I think you got it, quintuple. And it's losing some of that minerally character, which actually I didn't mind. And it's getting a little bit more kind of a herbal sweetness that's making this very pleasant. And if you look on Master of Malt or what's the other one? The Whiskey Exchange, you'll see this has a very high rating. Now, I'm pretty sure that that's probably stacked, especially if you look at some of the comments. They're like 5 or 6 words. Best dram I've ever had. And then it's has somebody's name like Stuart. Anyway, so I think they've probably the company has stacked the results a little bit, but the lowest ratings for that seem to be around about 3.5 stars out of 5. Hair ball sweat? Am I getting ball? Hairball. Yes. Herbal. All right, there's Rocky. Are you gonna join it all or what? You've been so tired lately. What's going on with you? And you've been stinky. He has been so gassy. I've never known him to fart, but I swear to God, today he has been farting nonstop for around about 3 or 4 hours. I thought one of my daughters had stunk up the place. It certainly wasn't me. And anyway, here's the culprit right here. I took him out to the couch, I sat him down, and then just suddenly waft after waft of just stinky dog farts. Okay, well, I'm really enjoying myself with you guys. Thanks very much. Coming close to the end of that one. Now, boy, you know what? Okay, I keep wanting to tell you about what it is that I want to talk about tomorrow. So, Okay, last comment about this. I really like it. Definitely worth the price I paid. It's got enough flavor for 40% that you can enjoy it. It comes off maybe as more like a 43% of your regular current offerings that are 43. Like let's say, what's 43? Glendronach 12 is 43, I think. Anyway, you get what I mean? Johnny Walker 15, 43%. Kind of comes off at about that sort of amount of flavor. And this reminds me of a lot of the old bottles that I get, kind of like this one, that old Strathzilla, and like the old Othrusk I've got up there. And what have I got here? Anything? No, I don't have anything over here. Yeah, this old Valentine's pure malt. So that's probably a good 10, 15 years old, and it's just not sweet. It's very delicious. It's herbal. It's a little bit meaty. Anyway, very nice. It's got a bit of sweetness in the background, but it's really not up front and in your face like a Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban or some of the current Glenlivet and Glenfiddich. Daniel, what time are you going live? Could you tell everybody? Daniel, Whiskey Throttle. And if you guys haven't subscribed, I mentioned that before he came in, I think. I'm pretty sure I did. I think people can go back in time and see that, but I mentioned that Whiskey Throttle was joining into the live streams on World Whiskey Day, and I told people to subscribe. So he says 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so that's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning for me. On wait a minute. No, 1 p.m. That'll be 1 p.m. on Sunday for me. Oh, hi, Rocky. You feel a little bit amorous? He doesn't have a girlfriend, the poor guy. His girlfriend is a rolled up towel. Wonder if he likes this now. What do you think? No. Nope, he doesn't like it. Simple as that. Okay, so let me talk about my live stream happening on World Whiskey Day on Saturday, May 19th, which is coming up in a few hours at 3:30 Central Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. in the UK, 4:30 in 4:30. Sorry, 4:30. Yeah, 4:30 Winnipeg Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time. In fact, so just call it Central. 5:30 Eastern and 2:30 Pacific. All right. Anyway, together with Vin from No Nonsense Whiskey, he's joining me as a co-host. I'm going to call him co-host, and we'll have a very special guest, a new YouTuber. His name is Whiskey Bloke. His name is Max. He's from the southernmost part of the UK, he told me, of England. And he'll be in Scotland on World Whiskey Day, but he'll be joining at night from, I guess, from his hotel, I guess. A monkey. Yes, I should maybe I should steal Jason's monkey, Mr. Bananas. Is he still here? Maybe I'll steal Mr. Bananas from Jason someday, and send him pictures of Rocky having a go at the monkey. Okay. Okay, okay. So Daniel, I noticed this, that you're talking about the I forget the pronunciation of again, it's they're part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Anyway, my my Danish is a bit rusty. My father's Danish. I grew up with Danish culture, and I speak a little bit of Danish, but not enough to know how to say Faro. See, now you say Pharaoh, but a Dane would say fa. Anyway, however the Danes would say would be the closer to the correct pronunciation. Of course, the people from the island have their own pronunciation. Are you there? Let me check how to say this. Say Faro in Danish. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, Siri doesn't know how to say that. Say Faroe. And of course, Apple doesn't want me to spell anything like that. Okay, let's see here. Let's find out how we pronounce that. Well, I've got about 2 small sips left here. In Danish, it's actually a different spelling. Fan. Fan in Danish. Anyway, not important. I don't know why I'm doing this. Anyway, God, man. You know, I have some kind of ADD sometimes, I think. I've lost my chat. All right, I'm rambling here. I'm about to stop this now. This is getting a little bit silly. Okay, you're in Moose Jaw. Good. All right. Fan. Yeah, that sounds about right. My grandmother would always say that. They talked about the island quite a lot. I don't think I have any family from there, but I think I've got maybe friends of the family who live there. Turn that volume down again. Oops. Okay. Last glass full. Last sip full. Well, if you want to go back in time, that's a good bottle for that. Okay, on my channel, getting sidetracked left, right, and center here. On my channel, together with No Nonsense Whiskey with Vin PF, and also with Max from Whiskey Bloke, we'll be talking about how much whiskey you should drink. How much should you drink is the topic. How much alcohol should we consume? And I think that's a really important topic for all of us because we are, crazy about whiskey and spirits and wines, like Eric. I probably have about a beer a day on average, almost every day. And that's a pint. And then I'll have about maybe minimum of 1 ounce of whiskey, maybe three small glasses or 2 medium-sized ones. Sometimes 4. So on a good night, I'll have a 500 milliliter can of beer. and then I'll have about 2 ounces of whiskey. And in terms of the American guidelines, which I believe is 2 ounce and a half glasses of 90 proof whiskey. Okay, so you've got basically 3 ounces. So we're getting close to 100 milliliters, almost 100 milliliters at 90 proof, so 45%. So that's 45 milliliters of pure alcohol. Anyway, and then in the UK, which they recently changed, I think was January of 2016, they reduced the recommended limit, the suggested limit, to 14 25-ounce servings of 40% ABV whiskey. So 14 small shots. What's with the 25 milliliter shot anyway? That's ridiculous. You know, I'm pretty sure that the world over was using a standard ounce shot forever. And then I guess, of course, when they went away from the imperial, then they would start to use milliliters. But it seems to me that 30 milliliters was always the standard shot, wasn't it? Anyway, here in Korea also they pour 25 milliliter shots, which really just gets my goat. And Eric's saying he has 3 bottles of wine with dinner and maybe 3 or 4 grams of whiskey in a week. Okay, so that's probably about the same in terms of alcohol quantity, 3 to 4 bottles of wine. If it's 4, so that's going to be 3 liters of wine, 14%. So you've got 300 plus 120, 420 milliliters of pure alcohol, spread over 7 days. Okay. And then plus the drams. Anyway, so you do the math, it's probably about the same. And, okay, My Bourbon Journey, Scott, thanks for joining. Glad you came, really appreciate that. Anybody else here who'd like to share what they drink in a usual night? And I know a lot of people actually have dry nights, and personally I rarely do. I have a dry night when I fall asleep with my daughters. I've got 3 daughters. They're all young, 6, 4, 2. So if I put them to bed, I often fall asleep before my youngest closes her eyes. She fights her sleep until she's blue in the face. She'll kick her legs. She'll just yell, la, 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 trying to make sure she stays up. Anyway, so those are my dry nights. The rest of my nights are wet. And Joe F. is saying Spice Tree is awesome. Joe, is that what you're drinking right now, Spice Tree? Yes, it is awesome. You get a lot of French oak oomph in there, which is nice. And I think you also get some European oak in the regular casking, the regular butt that they're using for the Klein Lish in the beginning. And then they add the French oak cask end to the end of the barrel for extra maturation. So very interesting. And Daniel says, a whiskey is not what he drinks, it's what he eats. And Eric Wade has 2 dry nights, Monday and Thursday. All right, interesting. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to compare the guidelines, and we're going to try to get everybody's input about what they actually do consume. And personally, I feel that the American guidelines are appropriate, as are other European countries like Denmark or Spain. Their guidelines for drinking, I think, are acceptable to me. I have a hard time accepting that I should only drink 14 25 milliliter servings of whiskey in a week if it's 40%. So 14 times 25. Let me do that math now. 250 plus 100. So 3, that's half a bottle of your standard European bottle. 700 milliliter bottle of, say, Glenmorangie 10. Half a bottle in a week. And, you know, it kind of sounds okay, but, you know, what if you're having cask strength? So you're supposed to have only 15 milliliter shots, 50 milliliter drams of that. And Eric says he drinks less when he's not studying for exams. Well, yes, I can understand if you are taking the sommelier courses. But I thought that usually when one is taking courses to become a sommelier, that they use the spittoon. So you don't use a spittoon, Eric? And, okay, when I have a bad cold, I don't drink. Well, yeah, he doesn't use spittoons. Does the instructor frown at swallowing? You know, everybody prefers swallowing, and men especially. That came out wrong. Men especially prefer when the company swallows. Oh, I think I'm crossing a line there somewhere. Gentlemen, I apologize. Okay. All right, I'm going to put away this iPad, and I'm not going to be looking at the comments anymore. And I'm going to give a very brief, extra little toast to you guys. I can't believe I've gone this long. How long have I been going now? Oh, I've hit an hour. Okay, goodness sakes. This wasn't supposed to be an hour. My stream tomorrow is going to be an hour. Okay. All right. Anyway, gentlemen, thanks for watching. Really appreciate that. We'll see you tomorrow. And if anyone's catching this on the replay, join us on World Whiskey Day. That's Saturday, May 19th, starting with Aquavite and Jason WhiskyWise, then going over to me, and then to everybody I mentioned before, Scotch Test Dummies, Whiskey in the Six, Eric Waite, Malted Man Cave, Malted in Montreal, Whiskey Throttle, No Nonsense Whiskey, he'll be joining me, the Whiskey Dick, and Scotch for Dummies, I think they'll be joining as guests on occasion. And boy, have I forgotten someone? I probably have, and if so, I apologize. The Drinking Caveman, he's on the bill also. Anyway, so to all of you who are going to join, I really appreciate that. Cheers, and slanja, and skål to you, and to the gentlemen watching tonight, really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Have yourselves a great Friday, and let's get ready for World Whiskey Day. Cheers, everyone. We'll see you for that live on World Whiskey Day. Goodbye. Well, I gotta go over here. All right, take care.